What's good? What's good, everybody? And thank you so much for joining the Team Libra show. Make sure to click that like and subscribe. So, I had to come in. There's a couple of things that's going on, but the one thing I want to talk about now is this whole Tamar Braxton situation. This is like so horrifying, so heart wrenching, and just so sad. But at first, I didn't know what was going on because I didn't know. I know her show was coming out, so I didn't know if it was like a publicity stunt or whatever. But as time went on, as you see here, here's the one where it says Tamar Braxton has sent family suicide threat before hospitalization. And so she had, where it says here, she sent a chilling suicide threat to several family members in the hours leading up to her hospitalization. And in the message, she makes it clear the only way out is death. In the heartbreaking message obtained by the blast, Tamar drafted a tweet which she was preparing to push out to the world. But instead of doing that, she decided to send it to several family members instead. Now, in this message, she referred to herself as a slave and said she is being punished for trying to free herself from the situation she is currently living in. She said, I am a slave. I do not own my life, my stories, my pictures, my thoughts, or my belief. I've asked my master to free me, and I'm threatened and punished for it, the message begins. She continued, the only way I see out is death. I would choose that before I continue to love like this. Please help. Praying hand emojis. And it says, as you can see, it was an alarming message. So I guess basically downtown Los Angeles at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, David, Tamar's boyfriend, had found her unconscious. And so then he had said that she had had some alcohol and an unknown amount of prescription drugs. So we're told, they're saying that Tamar had followed through on her threat and attempted to take her life. So he called 911. I guess he was just afraid of that as well. So they did confirm to the blast that they received a call about 9:45 p.m. 43-year-old Tamar would suffer from a medical emergency, and she was rushed to the LA hospital and was treated for a possible overdose. So they said the LAPD gave out this information to the blast, if that's correct. But the blast is normally pretty accurate, so that's why I'm coming from here. But a source close to the situation tells the blast Tamar has threatened suicide several times in the past year, so her family took the incident very seriously. She had a very tough and emotional day. Tamar is in a stable condition at the hospital, but she is being held for 24 hours watch. It says that this news comes days after the release of the trailer of her new show, Get Your Life. It was released to the media, and Tamar was not happy with the content and was in a massive contract dispute with WE TV. So several celebrities, Viola Davis, including Viola Davis, sent messages and prayers out. Tamar, I guess the WE TV said that she's been in our work family for over a decade. She's in our prayers. So, hang on. I was trying to hang on, guys, because it's more. You got to see. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have read this. But this is horrific, the things that's going on with Tamar. Let me see if it was on this. So she sent family a suicide note, and then she warned the network as well, where we're seeing here another blast account. According to an explosive letter obtained by the blast, Tamar responded to messages sent by executive for WE TV to employees, including Tony Braxton. The network, she said to them, in her response sent June 2nd, Tamar blasted the network, comparing them to cruel white slave masters who once chained our forefathers and blamed them for turning the black Braxton family from once a happy group of people to who fight each other, betray each other, and now were physically assaulting each other. So she's saying that things is even getting violent between her sisters. But she's blaming the network. Maybe the network is like bringing light to it. But it looks like these are some issues that was going on within the family prior to. So she continued, all happening because your show has chosen to show the absolute worst side of a strong, independent, and successful African American family. And she said, final stake in the heart of my family came after the day you dug up a secret that I hadn't never shared with anyone, a secret I was so ashamed to talk about that I hid it from my own mom. The fact that I had been assaulted and raped repeatedly from 6 to 16, sometimes multiple times a day. She accused him of exposing it on the show in front of her entire family and 100 crew members as well. Braxton told executives the experience made her suicidal. You broke me that day, and I consider ending my life. And then, right then, for the shame I felt. So then, as it shows, she was then maybe weeks later rushed to the hospital. But she said, I was so powerless and hurt. I had to dig deep inside of me with every ounce of courage I had to tell Wendy Williams. So I guess she's going on or went on Wendy Williams. So she had to go in front of, she said, 10 million viewers on national TV to talk about this specific secret. But she said she wasn't ready to tell, but she had to tell before the We Network exploited her story and exploited another black person, which she's really added also. She said, like a true slave master, you taken away even my right to choose. Tamar described the extreme pain she was experiencing, said she was feeling suffocated, believed it was literally killing her. And she said it makes her cry desperately inside. Is when she thinks about the fact that they won't leave her alone. She's been broken, she's been beaten, raped, and even abused repeatedly as a child and as an adult. And for all those experiences, this is the most traumatic, the fact that she felt like a slave. Her sisters, and I guess they just commented saying prayers for the family. But this is something definitely serious. I mean, if you're getting molested or raped from 6 years old to 16, and then I think that she said the only person that didn't know was her mother. I mean, they might try to come out and change the story, but if you're 6 years old, 5 years old, she said that she started singing with her sisters in the choir. She was singing with her sisters in the choir from like 5 or 6 all the way up until like 11, between 10 and 11. And then at 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, at 12 years old, she recorded their first, I was at Living the Good Life or something, but she had recorded with the Braxton sisters. So that was in 89, and she's born in 77. So I think she was about 12 years old. So prior to that, they was already singing. And so probably about 11 years old, she might have been, or even 10, who knows how long she was involved in the celebrity world. But she said from 6 to 16. So she was with the girl group with Tony Braxton, the Braxtons. So some of that I'm sure happened on tour and just different things that was going on at the time. And that is so horrific. But I mean, if you're saying that you was repeatedly raped at 6, that, I mean, I don't understand that. That I don't know if that's somebody close to the family that was hurting her, or people, or a person, but that's definitely, in my opinion, somebody very close to her. And that's so horrific that this person took advantage and raped her, or these people. But I do believe, and then if you guys remember, they keep on saying Toni Braxton was comparing her church and upbringing to a cult. But I don't know. I know the mother and the father had problems, and it says that Tamar Braxton's father and the mother, Evelyn, I don't know if this is correct, but I think they divorced in like 2000. But prior to that, I guess he was a big cheat. But I don't know. Something's definitely going on. You can't be 6, 7, 8. You don't even tell your parents or tell anyone. I'm just I don't know. Just in my opinion, it seems like. And then she sent these letters to her siblings. And then she, was very distraught. They're getting in the physical fight. So I don't know if she's basically been wounded and broken since basically her whole childhood. And she had older siblings that might have had her in compromising situations on the road. And then prior to that, she was always around her sisters, because you're the baby person out of the whole family. Tamar is. And she's always around like her sisters and her siblings. And then I did see she has a brother, I think Michael Jr. And I guess he didn't go to California, or he's not there now. I guess he's out of Baltimore, Maryland, and then his daughter died. I guess she had heart complications, but it was proven that she actually died from fentanyl as well as heroin. So this is like a horrible time. I don't know what's going on in the family, but it definitely seems like foul play, in my opinion, because that 6 years old and you constantly with your family all the time, then how is this happening to you? And there was nobody to trust, but you guys are a tight, loving, close-knit family. And Tamar Braxton has compared their upbringing, even in the church, to a cult. She didn't get into to the specifics, but and to what degree. But yeah, I do think something definitely happened to her. I believe it happened to her by family members. I don't know if it was somebody in her house or people in her house. And then I believe it could have possibly happened maybe when she went on tour, because that's, the type of music that Tony was selling and the type of environments that Tony Braxton was in. When they were saying that situation with Jason Kidd with Tony Braxton, and I guess screwing around with a few people on the team and ruining relationships within the community, I guess, of the sports world and other things as well. But I do really like the Braxton family, but right is right and wrong is wrong. So I do, really hope that no one, like I said, in the family did this. That would be so freaking horrific. But the way that she's talking, it looks like something happened. And I had already been looking up Tamar to do a story on this, because I had already researched a lot of things about Toni Braxton, and she was on the same record label as R. Kelly. And it was just like a lot of things, not to say that she's anything like him, but it's just a lot of things that's going on that I was going to do a video, but I may or may not, since this has taken place. But everybody, you can leave your comments about it, but this is just horrific, and this is the only thing that I can put together by all the articles and all the research that I have found so far. And that would be crazy, because I'm going to do more research. I'm going to keep my ear, and my eyes open to, as things unfold, I'll be bringing it to you. But yeah, make sure to hit the like and subscribe on the way out. And guys, just let me know what you think as well. But I definitely think, if you're saying that you were sexually abused and raped between 6 to 16, and I know, and then also remember, people, that she had to leave because she was on tour with the girls, and I guess they was trying to do this or that, but then they had her leave, so she was 12, so maybe, I don't know how old, but she left and went back home. So now she's with her sisters all the time, and now she's back home with her family, with her mother. I'm pretty sure her father was there. If he left around 95, 2000, I don't know. He was in that house. I don't know. It seems like just maybe them. But she was feeling so bad, said she never told her mother, and this is the most horrific thing. And that would be so sad if somebody abused her in that house, and that lady, Tamar Braxton's mom, Evelyn, did not know. And just the guilt and the pain and the anger and all this stuff, and that she's an older lady. And I mean, that is going to be horrific for her to go through this, if this is correct what Tamar said, and the mother had no clue. This is horrific. I did see where the Braxton sisters, they didn't say much. They don't even know probably what Tamar is going to come out and say next, hoping that she be quiet. So all they saying is pray for the family. But it's just horrible. And, they are way older than her. She was born in 77. And I think that maybe the youngest one is maybe about 5 years younger than her, above her. But then Toni Braxton born in, I think, 67, her brother 68. So they a good, chunk, 10 years over her. So who knows what could have happened or what was going on. But I've heard like a lot of stories and discrepancies about just, scandals with the Braxtons. But like I said, I do like the Braxtons, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And so if this did happen, then I seek vindication for Tamar Braxton. But let me know what y'all think.